and welcome back to the second half of the Dr. McNinja Christmas Relationship Special show. Okay, the second half. We're now in the second half, so we'll be talking about the same thing. I just wanted to do it in two parts because my camera sometimes is evil, but that's besides the point. Alright, this next piece comes from WebMD, The Art of Relationships with Leslie Becker Phelps, Ph.D. Staying relatively happy during the holidays. This time of year is notoriously stressful, bringing out the Scrooge in all of us at times. So while you're attending the obligatory family or friend parties, it might be helpful to recognize that most other people in the room have these feelings too. The key to creating a happy holiday season is to acknowledge and respect your own feelings. If you acknowledge being tired or hungry or stressed, then you can attend to those experiences by eating, sleeping, or taking a break, or doing whatever else you need to do in order to feel better. Knowing and respecting your experiences can also help you respond to your relationships in healthier ways, such as rely on family and friends for support. Talk to them about your frustrations and your joys. Accept family and friends as they are. At least for the time being, focus on what you appreciate, value, and respect, leaving grievances to address another time. Allow yourself to say no. If you are asked to attend a party, work extra hours, or do some special favor, remember that you can say no. Choose to stop comparing yourself to others. If you find yourself ruminating about how others are more attractive, richer, smarter, or better than you are anyway, pay attention to what you are doing and how it makes you feel. Maintain your children's routine. If you have young children and do not want your holiday season filled with crying and tantrums, give them what they need, though not everything they want. For instance, make sure they eat well enough and sleep enough. Doing otherwise is simply asking for troubles. The next piece of advice comes from eHarmony. Why men cheat during the holidays. He doesn't like the way he's treated. He feels ignored and unappreciated. He's unhappy, and holidays remind him what he's missing. He's bored. I could go further into that, but again, you have all the links on your thing. I will say this to eHarmony. I really think that they should have people who've been on their sites give advice, not the people in charge of eHarmony. Because in my opinion, you want to know how a relationship works, you don't ask the people who run a freaking website, you ask the people who've used the site. But that's just my opinion. Our next piece of advice comes from HuffingtonPost.com. Relationship stress. Meeting a less social partner halfway over the holidays. And this is by Shelley Emling. After 25 years of marriage, Tamina Friedman said she's still a lot more social than her spouse. A clash in personalities faced by many couples that's likely to become even more pronounced during the busy holiday season. I am definitely a lot more social than my spouse. He has what we refer to as a limited tolerance for social interaction, said the real estate agent from New Jersey. But we don't put a limit on the number of holidays we will attend. The key for us is to take 2 cars to any social event, she said. That way he has an escape route and can leave when he wants without cramping my style. The holiday season can be one of cheer for those who love to eat, drink, and make small talk, or one of those of fear for those who'd rather get a root canal than attend another crowded Christmas party. The result, a lot of unnecessary stress, but don't pack away your mistletoe just yet. There's ways to meet your partner halfway when one of you is a social butterfly and the other is a homebody. My wife and I make a deal that we'll never go out on both a Friday night and a Saturday night, said Joe Cutler. One night we have to stay at home, and I'll agree to go out the other night if that can happen. Erica Gerstmann said she and her husband rate each social event they're invited to on the scale of 1 to 10 to determine their importance. If both people rate an event high, we go. If both rate it low, we don't go. If both are in the middle, we talk about whether or not to go. Another long-married woman in D.C. admitted that she's a lot more social than her husband in the holiday time, only because he's forced to attend a lot of events for work all year round. It's rare that I dress up and go out, so I'm always more excited about holiday parties. He jokes, it takes 30 minutes to get me to leave a party, she said. He's always ready to go before I am, and sometimes that does create some tension. I will say that in recent years the kids are so busy that I'm exhausted during the holiday season. I've been more ready to leave than before. So that's just some tips on that, which is not actually a bad idea. And our last piece today comes from Kosozo.com. Deepening relationships over the holiday. No man is an island, entire of himself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. John Donne said that. People exist on a continent of shared humanity that is ever more apparent, for better or for worse during the holiday season. Family and friends reunite to share time together, exchange gifts, and reconnect. For some, this is a lovely and warmly anticipated occasion. For others, the idea of time and family over the holidays has become a cliche that denotes stress and a yearly desire for avoidance of the emotions that arise during the holiday season. A wish to just let me get through this. Families, which include units of friends who may or may not be blood related, can be loving, healthy, functional, extremely dysfunctional, or anything between. And this coming together over the holidays seems to amplify these underlying dynamics for many people. No matter what the dynamic is that underlies a person's experience of togetherness with others during the holiday season, deepening and healing can occur. There are many practical and heartfelt ways to promote this healing, and the beautiful result is that as one person in the family grouping moves towards greater healing depth in how they relate with others, all the others are affected in a positive way, even if they do not fully understand or realize this yet. I'm not reading this whole entire thing, but suffice to say, no, I'll just read this last part. Since all beings exist in an interconnected web and ecosystem with each other, every choice that is made toward health and healing of any relationship affects the whole in a positive way. May your holidays be a time of growth, inspired change, and a chance to try new and deeper ways of relating to others and yourself. May you trust in this bigger picture of life and thrive with love and warmth this season. So there ends that. Now for some more of my thoughts. I realize I'm not exactly the right guy because I've never actually dated anybody over the holidays, I think. But here's the thing. With the fact that the holidays literally start at Halloween and don't stop until after the 12 days of Christmas in January, you have literally about 2.5 months, maybe less, of time where you've got the added stress of just about everything from trying to get everything done to planning parties to etc., etc., etc. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. As I said earlier, taking a break is probably for the best. You're not breaking up, you're taking a break. It's a sign that you're saying that we both have stress right now, we both do not want this added stress of relationships possibly just getting destroyed. So here's ground rules that I think should be placed down. Number one, if you are going to take a break, make it clear to your friends and families that you two are not breaking up, but rather putting the relationship on hold so that you can concentrate on everything other than the relationship. At the same time, you're also going to figure out what you can do to make sure that the relationship thrives when you get back together, if you decide to get back together. That's the other thing is, if you come through this and realize that you want to break up, that you both have come to that conclusion, then hey, no hard feelings. You two are still friends. Yeah? Yeah, I'd say that's a good thing then. Another thing is, if you want to get them a gift for the holidays, I don't see that as a bad idea, because of the fact that A, you still care for them, and B, you still want to be friends with them. But here's the thing: don't make it a big extravagant gift that if either party does decide that they want to break their relationship off afterwards, you don't hate the other person for it. So what I recommend is gift cards. Gift cards you can't go wrong on, and they won't leave you feeling like, something along those lines. Gift cards are pretty much what everybody uses today, and speaking as a guy who likes gift cards, I'd say it's perfectly acceptable. Another thing to think about is if your friends invite you to a party here's the thing, I wouldn't call them significant other at this point. I mean, if you want to, you can. But if the person who you were dating is there and you're going to remain friends, then you have to make it very clear to everyone to not treat this as an awkward situation. I mean, sure, for many of them, it's because they're not going to know how to relate to you two as non-item if you're that type of couple that's all lovey-dovey over each other all the time, PDA in public and stuff like that. And you're not, and they're like, we don't know how to relate to them. Just tell your friends, you know what, hey, we're still going to remain friends, we still care deeply for each other, we're just placing our relationship on hold right now is because the fact that it's the holidays and we're stressed and we don't want to have that stress affect our relationship for each other. Seriously. Those simple words are all it takes for your friends to realize that A, you're still the same people, you're just letting the holidays take precedence over the relationship. I think that's all I have to say right now at this point in time. Although, as I said with the gifts, nothing big and extravagant. A gift card. As simple as, okay, send them a card as well, saying, hey, thinking of you, have a happy holiday. Also flowers. I realize flowers are cliche and all that. Flowers are a good way of saying, hey, here's something for you to remember me by, if you're the type of guy or girl that gets your significant other flowers. It's just a great reminder of saying, hey, I just want to get you these because they remind me of you. Something as simple as that. It's those simple gestures that remind you that the relationship has not ended. It's rather on hold, and you're not done until the fat lady sings. That's all I have to say. I'm Dr. McNinja, and I approve this message.